So this is the case pretty much any time I do a Let's Play of a game on the DS or 3DS, but my system's internal date and time have not been synchronized with real time in probably about 5 years. And I have no idea what time my 3DS thinks it is. It is currently 12:30 in the morning, because I have problems. And my 3DS apparently thinks it's like late afternoon, evening, which I think is pretty cool. Hello all the crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite. Welcome to Pokemon Sun.
Hey.
Let's see, I believe last time we had a little scene up here, up the hill in Iki Town. No, maybe it wasn't up this hill, maybe it was up another hill. Anyway, we did that, and today we're going to be basically starting to actually fight in trainer battles in this game. I believe the inaugural trainer fight of the game was last at the end of the last video, but today we're going to be fighting Youngster Jimmy. So Youngster Jimmy is going to send in a Caterpie. This is going to, let's see, we're going to send in Pico. Pico is going to have the type advantage against Caterpie, I believe. Not sure if, do I have any elemental moves? I do have an elemental move, so we're going to use Ember and make quick work of this Caterpie. You're only level 3 as well, which is like nothing. And Caterpie is going to go down. That wasn't very interesting. I got next to no experience for that, but you're really bugging me. Go sit down, mister. Anyway. Oh wow, that was a Wingull that just flew right past the camera as soon as we faded back into the overworld. So I was going to try to start doing team building, like start catching the rest of my Pokemon for my team, or at least one of the next Pokemon I want to use on my team. In this video, but there was a slight problem, which I will elaborate on later. So unfortunately, it's probably going to be a little while. Not like a long while, but like a couple of videos before I actually start doing that. Hello, you. Rockruff is staring at me. Turn to the right, stare, wave goodbye, change positions. Oh, that's right. I can play with things in this game, in Sun and Moon, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. It's not quite petting the dog, but we'll give it half credit. Oh, I can unlock more options the more I do here. Play peekaboo, stare at it, turn to the right, turn to the left. I completely forgot this was a feature in this game. Like, I remember that you could walk up to Pokemon that you see on the overworld and say hi, but I didn't remember that it was like that there was anything to it. Unless this is new in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Because again, I played Sun. I have not played Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon. Anyway, back on subject. So I was going to start catching the next member of my team in this video, but there's a slight problem which I will expand upon when we get closer to that. I have an idea for the team I'm going to use, and I've always wanted to do something like it. Maybe, I can't say I've always wanted to do something like it, but I've wanted to do something like it for a long time, and I decided I'm finally going to do it. And it's going to be a little bit difficult, for reasons that I'm sure that anyone who has taken on such an endeavor will be able to, you know, instantly understand. But there's a festival in Iki Town. I got turned around again. Oh, we should hurry up and go? Was I supposed to go in that direction? I thought I was supposed to go in this direction. Alright, whatever. Let's battle this kid. Hopefully he won't make any bug puns at me. I didn't read his text at the end, so I don't know if he actually made a bug pun at me or not. He wasn't using a bug type anyway, so there's that. Let's see, if I run around the back, is there going to be any, no item or anything like that? You always have to check. Anyway, in addition to the team strategy that I'm thinking of, excuse you? God, that's weird. You guys, Aether wasn't this weird in original Sun and Moon, were they? This is some, like... This feels like what people thought in like the 1950s and 60s thought that fashion in the future was going to look like. Like half of like an astronaut costume or something like that. Anyway, I was certainly not distracted by that foolish display of festivity. So there are aura readings in this place. Perhaps it may be the effects of that one that they call the Island Kahuna. But everything is so bright here in Alola, far brighter than we have been told it would be. I find it loathsome, this awful brightness. Even though this is the light we have sought for so long. Yeah, I suppose you're right. We must carry out our investigations to return the light to our own world as well. Before the blinding one can awaken. I am positive this is not how the game got started in original Sun and Moon. Alright. I know that usually in, like the third, or I guess in this game's case, the third and fourth versions, like the plot is sort of remixed from what it was in the original pair of Pokemon games, but this is a little earlier in the game than I was expecting. I'm not native to Alola either, am I? I seem to have come from far away. I believe canonically I'm from Kanto. Anyway, we're going up the hill to Ika Town. All right. I don't know why I had no recollection of what I was supposed to do when I started recording this video. It's not like it's been a while. It's just been a couple of days, but I must not have been paying attention towards the end of the last one. So there's definitely a festival happening here. Some kids jumping up and down. The Island Kahuna. The Alola region is made up of 4 islands, and each island has its own guardian Pokemon. Our festival today is held to express our thanks for those great Pokemon guardian deities for always remaining by our sides. Well, we may call it a festival, but it's just this little thing you see here. There may not be many of us, but at least every last one of us here goes all out. Alright, so do I have to run around and talk to everybody? I don't know if I really feel like running around and talking to everybody. Let's see. Best bodyguard ever. She always comes with me when I go shopping, and she lies outside my door when I sleep. Alright. What a good boy. Rockruff, there was a wild Pokemon when we got here, but now she's like part of the family. When I see her roughhousing with my little girl, I can't help but smile. Alright. Anyway, I've also got, because I keep getting interrupted when I try to explain this, I've also got an idea for what I want to do for nicknames for the rest of my team, and it's, I hadn't committed to it at the time when I started recording this game. Like, it was a possibility, and then I decided that this is really stupid, I have to do it. Because it makes too much sense for what I want to do for my team. And, man, I really wish that my plans for acquiring a team member didn't get foiled, for this one, so that I could, you know, reveal the nonsense a little earlier, but we'll have to wait a little bit for that. Anyway. Let's see, up here is Hop. How? Damn it. I told you the fact that this is just gonna keep happening, and there's nothing that I can do about it. Anyway, I never thought you'd make it. Me and Rel, it's been waiting for ages. Yeah, it's been, what, like 4 days since I recorded the last video? Anyway. Hold on, didn't anyone explain to you about tonight? Hey, for all I know, they might have, and I probably just wasn't paying attention. Right on time. But to what exactly? Nebby, stay in the bag. A full-powered festival for Pokemon battling. We battle in the name of Tapu Koko, pitting our best moves against one another in friendly competition to please our guardian. Whew! So you two will be taking part in battle. I don't like seeing Pokemon fight one another, since they so often end up getting hurt. That's what potions were invented for, Lily. But I'll be sure to watch you both. Your Pokemon have fought for you, so you can show them the same care in return, Drago. Allow me to heal them for you this time. Did I even take any damage in the last fight? Because I took out Caterpie instantly, and I think Raditz' tackle missed when I was fighting that battle. Anyway, yeah. We won't dawdle on this one. It's been like probably 5 in-game minutes since we last fought How. I think I got his name right that time, I think. How? Yeah. Anyway, and yeah, we fought How at the end of the last video, didn't we? And we're fighting him at, maybe not the beginning, but the middle of this one. Anyway, Rowlet, Drago, Tapu Koko. I'm, like, not reading all of the dialogue. What a curious little thing this Tapu Koko is. Huh, that's just typical of it. Alright, so... Oh, is Mom, like... Does Mom already have more faith in Litten than me? That's nice. Bring forth the power of your Pokemon. So I can't imagine this is going to be that much more interesting than it was the first time around. But we're going to watch How do his stretches. It's going to... I mean, I was judging his throwing form in the last video, and it's not bad. It's not throwing it hard. He's just giving it a little toss. Anyway, he's got a Pichu this time, so he's not just got a starter. So we're gonna make quick work of Pichu, I assume. Ember's gonna do about half. Thundershock is gonna not do that much because I am several levels stronger than this thing, and also Pichu is like a baby Pokemon, and baby Pokemon stats aren't usually that great. Peach is going to go down. I'm going to gain a little bit more from that than I did from the Caterpie and Rattata. Rowlet's coming on in. I do not have anyone else on my team, so there's no real point asking to switch. And we're going to, we're just going to use Ember here. I'm still faster. And Pico is going to go and... Alright, wow, super effective. That still did about as much damage to Rowlet as it did to Pichu, so... Pichu really is... definitely not a very strong Pokemon. Anyway, another one is going to go and take Rowlet down. Very nice. This probably could have been, you know, sped up the way that I ordinarily do with subsequent trainer battles in these Pokemon Let's Play videos, but the game is going to make a big deal out of it, so I guess I'll do my best to commentate my way through it. Anyway, another great battle this year, too. Yeah, it was a little one-sided. It was, how you probably could have stood to catch a bit of a better secondary teammate for Rowlet and Pichu, but whatever. In a couple levels, it'll be a Pikachu, and my team is going to be a little on the weak side for probably most of the game. So we'll take the Z Power Ring. Was that like a wristwatch thing in the original Sun and Moon? I can't remember. For some reason, I'm thinking it was like a pendant that we were wearing on our belt or something, but now that I think about it for 10 more seconds, that might have been the mega thing from X and Y. Anyway, we Kahunas can make Z Power Rings using stones like the Sparkling Stone that you received from Tapu Koko. Though you will need to undergo the Island Challenge to collect Z Crystals for yourself if you wish to draw forth Pokemon Z Power. And yet you have already received that Sparkling Stone. It seems Tapu Koko took quite a liking to you, or perhaps it has a mission for you. Well, it's time for you to get out there and start your island challenge. If you visit every island, maybe you'll figure out what that mission is. Every island? That sounds like a lot of work, old man. 4 of them. Kukui, you're not helping. You'll travel to each of the 4 islands here in the Alola region. I was gonna say he's holding up 5 fingers, but I think he's actually not. The thing that I thought was his thumb is his wrist, so he is actually holding up 4 fingers. The Island Challenge is about aiming to be the strongest trainer. The Island Challenge champion. Woo! Sounds great, right? I can't wait for a real adventure, but I'll tell Kahuna Hala. I'll let Kahuna Hala explain the details. All right. So this is gonna be a probably bit of a verbose description of what the Island Challenge is. I don't know if I really feel like reading every line of dialogue in this game, especially for parts that are a little bit. We already know what they are, or at least, do we already know what they are? Again, they did so much talking earlier in the game, and it's not helping that I already kind of, like, am not 100% remembering what was explained when in the original game versus this game versus, like, I know that in the original Sun and Moon they were kind of criticized for being verbose at the beginning, but not sure about this game. I don't really know if they shortened it up or not a little bit. What am I agreeing to, by the way, Lily? It saved you as well, didn't it? And it left you with a Sparkling Stone, even though you're a stranger in this place. Yeah, something like that. All right, Tapu Koko. Oh, one other thing I remember about this game is that in Pokemarts, there's like drink counters that you can get like coffee and stuff and tea and stuff from, and at least one of them. I was able to detect high levels of aura at this full-powered festival. I suppose you would. According to our earlier research, it seems that the Z Power Ring and this Tapu Koko creature are bathed in a great deal of light. Alola overflows with light that was released by the Blinding One. I find myself rather envious. I wonder why we can't find some way to use the great power that fills Alola for ourselves. That is precisely what we, the Ultra Recon Squad, are here to make clear. Onward! This is still there is still so much of Alola that we have not seen, and we must investigate it all. Anyway, at some of the drink counters in the Pokemon centers, there is at least one that sells Tapu Koko, C-O-C-O-A. which just gets funnier the longer that I think about it. Anyway. Oh, Dragger, you're back already. I thought you'd want to stay in Iki Town longer. Especially right after that great Pokemon battle. Oh, I was just captivated to see my own boy fighting in such perfect sync with his partner. Maybe it would be a good idea for you to try that Island Challenge thing. It's something you can only do in Alola, right? But right now, I've got a date with my bed. Dance my feet off at that festival. Nighty-night, sweetie. You go get some sleep, too. Was she actually there? I didn't see her there. You like doing that pose, don't you, Mom? Anyway, what beautiful weather. I wonder what today will bring me. I did not go running for the doorbell this time. Mostly on account of it being 12:30 in the morning. If it's Kukui, he probably let himself in without even waiting for us to open the door. Yeah, doorbells are just a suggestion, right? Anyway. Let's see. If I walk out this way, there's food on the table. Those are choppleberries, and what's the yellow one? I'm pretty sure the red ones are choppleberries. Reduce the effectiveness of a fighting type move are super effective. But anyway, let's see. If I run out the front door, okay, it's Lily. The professor said, "Hey there, Lily. Bring me that great new trainer. Woo!" In that exact voice. So I'm here to show you the way to his Pokemon lab if you'll come follow me. It's this way. A little pocket money for you. Don't go wasting it on anything too silly. Alright. Well done. You're already making friends, aren't you? And what a cute little friend you found. I knew Alola would be a great place for us. We just keep meeting wonderful people here. Alright, Mom, stop. You're embarrassing her. My name is Lily. It's very nice to meet you. Looks like it's finally time to shine, sweetie. Enjoy yourself out there with Litten, and don't be gone too long. For some reason, I feel like your mom has a bit of a bigger role in this game than she does in a lot of other Pokemon games. In a lot of other Pokemon games, it's like, alright, don't let the door hit you on your way out, have fun on your adventure. In this one, she's actually, like, talking to us a little. I don't know if that's just, like, my perception of time from other Pokemon games, if I'm just, like, stopping to notice it now, or if that's actually the way it is. But anyway, let's see. The lab is down there. We still can't go. Alright, yeah, I know that. There's only one way that we can go, Lily. I don't know. I realize that keeping Nebby in the bag can be a bit of a full-time job, and might occupy a little bit more of your attention versus, you know, finding your way around. But I can't say I think it's that hard to get to the lab from here. Alright, that was a little mean. I'm sorry. I will keep the secret about Cosmog. Yes. Alright, do you want to know something neat? You can reach the Pokemon Research Lab without having to go through any patches of tall grass if you jump down this ledge. Oh, do we have a ledge jumping tutorial? Also, I definitely thought that was, like, a patch of, like, farmland that you could plant berries in or something. I did not connect the dots that was a ledge. Anyway. So she's gonna wander off. I'm gonna wander in the other direction. Let's see. This way is, like... That's still gonna be closed off. Alright, I probably should have figured that because, you know, this game is, kind of putting you on a railroad. I'm gonna fight this one trainer here, even though Lily's was like, you don't have to get into fights to get to the lab. I'm gonna do it anyway. Kneecaps? Inkay is an interesting Pokemon, particularly its method of evolution. I don't know if this is still true in the Switch games. For that matter, I don't actually know if it's available in the Switch games, but in the 3DS generation of games, you evolved Inkay into Malamar, I think at level 30 by turning your 3DS upside down. which is just, I don't know who thought of that. I don't know who figured that out. Like what player would have figured that out without having to look up a strategy guide or something like that. But that's just. That's one of those ideas that, like, I can't believe someone actually did that. And, like, the sheer strangeness of the whole thing is just what makes it so much better. Alright, Kukui, buddy. I have questions. Rockruff, let's go. Give it everything you got. The body is ready. That can be taken in so many different ways. Anyway, the Pokemon Research Lab has its own unique charm, as I think you might agree. Such as the fact that it looks like it's going to come down if Kukui keeps training inside. Jesus. Anyway, I'm not much of an assistant, but it's at least it's the least I can do to pay him back for letting me stay. Maybe I'd be more help if I were a real Pokemon trainer too. I mean, after seeing this kind of structural damage to the building, I don't blame you for wanting to stay out of it, honestly. Alright, he never stops researching moves, not even inside the lab itself. Looks like we have to patch the roof again. And I just washed his lab coat and finally gotten it clean too. Now it'll be in shreds. I'm no good at mending clothes, so we'll just have to buy another one. We should probably go in before he does any more damage. Yeah, let's go save this guy from himself. Alright. Hey there, Drago. Thanks for letting me in, Lily. Thanks for letting him in, Lily. Wow. Of course, how can I be a help? I am supposed to be your assistant, right? Rockruff's moves are just so stylish, and I was making good progress with my research. Say, Drago, let me see your Pokedex for a second, yeah? So what do you think of this place? Not bad, right? It's a nice looking fish tank over there behind you, I have to say. But that's not why I called you here, eh? Here, it finally arrived. What's wrong, Lily? Don't make me do all the talking. See, there's this Pokemon inside your Pokedex called Rotom. Yeah, I do remember the Rotom Dex. I feel like it was more talkative in the first Sun and Moon game. Did they like tone it down, or is that just one of those misrememberings of almost 10 years ago? Anyway, something like electricity. It can take up residents and machines. And to put all that crazy skill of Rotoms to work, it's the next generation of Pokedexes, but it's only complete once Rotom has gone into this body specially developed for it. A whole new way for people and Pokemon to communicate. Oh, have we actually not gotten the Rotom Dex yet? I thought we did at the end of the last video. I don't know, maybe after this it'll start talking to me. Anyway. And now if I power up your Pokedex with the parts that I just got in... Alright, yeah, this sounds like I haven't acquired Rotom yet. I've just acquired the Pokedex itself and not the, you know, mysterious spirits that live inside it. Alright. I powered up your favorite Dex. Give Drago here a helping hand, yeah? You know what Kukui reminds me of, kind of? The way that he keeps trying to sneak the names of Pokemon moves into his everyday speech. Hey there! Pleasure to meet you. I'm not nervous. Check it out. Now Rotom can talk right to you. There is a massive bug on the wall right now. Excuse me while I go murder it. So I don't mind bugs and creepy crawlers in general, like when they're outside. But when I'm sitting at my desk minding my own business and I just see this massive shadow just crawling across the wall, that's when I want to go burn the house down. Anyway. It may take a little while to get used to its new job, but I'd say Rotom's taking a liking to you. And this will help how exactly? Drago hasn't been here in Alola for too long yet, so I decided to give him this special Rotom Dex to help him navigate around. Alright. Nice to meet you, I guess. Please do a little bit less talking than I do remember you doing in the original games. You can see where you're headed just by looking at Rotom, and if you give it a little tap, you can even check out the town map. Hop! How? Alright, my streak of getting your name right ends at 1. Alola! The salted breeze sang to me and brought me here to you. Woohoo! Is that a loft? That's awesome. No, it's not. It's private. The professor has been kind enough to let me use it. If you see a person or a Pokemon who needs help, you just help them. Right, Drago? How? That's why I'm letting Lily stay there in the loft. So, Drago, I'm leaving this Rotom Dex in your hands. Rotom, you look after Drago, yeah? So that's the Rotom Dex, eh? It's kind of cute. Alright then, Drago. You too, Hal. Gotta move on. Alright, so we are going to... What? To the trainer school. You gotta learn the basics of being a Pokemon trainer through Pokemon battling. It's a long road to become the Island Challenge champion, and the trainer school is the first step. Alright, so something tells me that this is not going to be that much shorter than it was in the original game. The Island Challenge, so this is how the people of Alola connect with the world around them. And then there's the way that you and Litten both chose one another, and now with Rotom helping you out as well. Even Nebby likes you. I guess there's something about you that makes Pokemon feel comfortable when they're by your side. Lily, you take care of Drago, yeah? Until he gets used to Rotom, help him find his way around. Alright. So, if this is going to be as verbose as it was in original Sun and Moon, I am going to just stop narrating all the text, and I am going to talk through more of it, like I did briefly back at the festival. First, though, I'm going to explore this place a bit. So there's another nice electric stove. That one doesn't have any text on it. Let's see. The little television here. Now the important thing is this fish tank. Alright, this does have the Rendezvous Pokemon Love Disc. I don't remember that being its species name. Corsola, the coral Pokemon. Alright, that one's pretty straightforward. There's gotta be some lore about Love Disc being the Rendezvous Pokemon. I do not know what it is. If I go downstairs, I believe this is where the actual lab is. Alright, so we've got the bottom of the fish tank. What happens to different moves when they're used underwater? Alright. Oh yes, as I was saying with Kukui and his penchant for sneaking the names of Pokemon moves into his everyday speech. It kind of reminds me of the Pearls Before Swine comics. Every once in a while, Pastas will do a comic where he just like tries to like sneak as many names of like NBA teams or like classic rock musicians into a conversation as he can, and that just becomes like a whole meta joke inside within the comic itself. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Although Kukui doesn't really try to squeeze as many move names into like his speech as possible. He does sneak one in once in a while. This is a bunch of boring nerd stuff down here. All right, don't feel like reading that. Go away. Anything else? All right, that's the thing that I already haven't read. So I think that's there's no like items down here anyway. There is a Poliwhirl and a punching bag, which I suppose makes sense. Let's see. If we go back up the stairs, can we actually sneak into Lily's room without Lily like throwing us off the stairs? No? Yes? All right. Cosmog's bed. It looks like Rockruff has chewed on it. How does Rockruff get up here? Rockruff is a dog, and dogs can't do ladders. Maybe that's why this is up here. Maybe it used to be on the ground floor, and then like Rockruff started chewing on it, and Lily was like, how about you don't do that? And she started putting it in the loft. That makes a lot more sense. There's a Murkrow. Alright. They look pretty advanced. Oh, so she's a nerd too. Alright, enough of that. We can descend back down, and I think that's about it for the lab. I think it's about time that I end this off. So next time, I don't want to step outside in case plot takes over again, so let's just leave this off like in front of the fish tank or something. Next time, we're going to go to the trainer school. Probably going to have a lot of people talking at us. Not exactly sure how much I'm going to listen to, but we'll worry about that when we get there. My name is Dragonite. This has been Pokemon Sun. You should all go check out Wizarducks and the Lost Hat, which is one of the games that I like to work on when I'm not doing YouTube stuff. Link to the Steam page can be found down below. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you all later.